Hi everyone, this video is a comparison between two Nissan GT-R model kits. So, Tamiya, Fujimi, and this Fujimi is the one with the engine. Okay, so double check the one you are looking at, or the one you have, if it's the regular Fujimi kit, which is the curbside, no engine, or the one that includes the engine. So I wanted to compare these kits because many of you might be wondering, which kit should I buy, right? So let's check them out side by side. Clear parts for the Fujimi, defroster lines back there. The parts look pretty clear. This brake light is pretty interesting in how they do this. That way you can color them each individually. Let's see the clear parts on this side. Okay, also same defroster lines. The Tamiya one looks slightly thicker. Maybe it's just my imagination. Right here the brake lights are two individual lights. Very little plastic in between. This one is designed differently, also two lights, but a big piece of plastic in between that you could fit probably right underneath, or right on top of the body. Molded in engine. Fujimi, not molded in. Tamiya one looks slightly bigger too. I don't know why. Doesn't that look bigger to you? Separate front bumper. Tamiya molded in gray. Fujimi molded in white. Interesting, that little bit of molding here that sticks out. That's how it's molded. Separate bumper there. Oh, look at that. Pretty much the same. It fits right over it. Tamiya one has an extra front lip on the bottom. You know what? This one might have it too, but maybe it's not attached. Maybe we gotta put it on later. They're both very good. It's just a little too bad that this engine is just molded in. Look at that, Fujimi. You can actually build the engine. And you know what I noticed? Fujimi one, molded here, it says brake fluid and battery. Very tiny though. Gotta paint it thin. This doesn't say it. Maybe it's in the decal. Interior. Ah, look at that. Separate piece for the brake lights. I think that. Oh wait, no. Is that the front? Yeah, that's probably the front. Here's the front lower lip. Separate. Here's the dash, doors. Both these kits from '08, so many years ago, but still I would consider these modern kits. Modern kits meaning not really any grease, mold release agent on the plastic. Shouldn't be giant flash mold lines, seams, right? The Tamiya brake light. Look at that. Pretty nice. Fujimi brake light. Pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Tamiya and Fujimi on the bottom. Isn't that interesting? Doesn't the Fujimi one on the bottom look bigger? Look at that. It's probably just how it's designed with the doors inset here, as opposed to this one, the Tamiya one. Cup holders, no cup holders. Look at the rear cup holder on the back seat. This one's bigger. On the Tamiya one, the dash is canted towards the driver. It's a little bit more pronounced than the Fujimi one. In terms of dash details, I would say the Fujimi one is better on the right. In terms of door details, I would say also Fujimi. You can actually see switches in the doors. This one, no. Fujimi wins out on this one. Tamiya first. Here are wheel wells that are separate from the chassis. Very interesting. I've never seen that before. I guess I haven't built a modern Tamiya kit. Here's some intercoolers. Little grill mesh. Here's a suspension, pretty well detailed. Pieces look pretty good and pretty clean actually. I don't see a lot of flash coming off of it like some of these older Lindbergh kits. Here are the disc brakes. Let's compare it on this side. This is all one-piece chassis. Let's compare the bottom of the chassis. There's a separate piece for the chassis and the Tamiya, which is nice. I mean, I don't know which one is more accurate. And it's interesting, I got the dual exhaust, everything coming off of molded in here on the Fujimi. Tamiya, no. I see one pipe there. And, you know, it does split off in the back here, but that's molded in. We'll have to compare that. Pretty similar. Yep, mirrors are the same. Tamiya, here are the brakes. Fujimi. Look, calipers are separate. And you can see Brembo in them. Tamiya doesn't say Brembo. Probably it's going to be a decal. I mean, Tamiya, this is easier to work with. All one piece. Fujimi, it's separate. In a way, this is easier to work with. And in a way, it's just more steps and maybe more complicated. So maybe for a more advanced modeler. Here are the separate exhaust pipes. Here are the disc brakes. Look at that. So all separate from the calipers on the Fujimi. And look, cross-drilled. And there's even the scratches, the little lines on the inside of the brakes already in there. Here are the pieces for the aerodynamics underneath all the panels. So this gets covered up. See that? Let's see if Tamiya has something similar. No, it doesn't. I mean, this is pretty much molded in place. Fujimi is not molded in place. Fujimi wins on that one. Tamiya seats, all one piece. It looks like one piece, okay? So right there. Fujimi. Look at that. How many pieces is this right here? 1, 2, 3. Even, look at this, even the grill, the mesh, it's open. So Fujimi wins on the seats and even on the mesh, because on the Tamiya, this was not even open, the mesh. See that Tamiya? It's one piece, it's sealed. The holes are a little bigger though, so it's up to you. I like how it's open. Fujimi wins. Okay, wheels are next. Tamiya, two-piece wheels. This makes assembly a lot better. You can actually paint the center a different color from the rim, from the edge of the wheel. Okay? Usually two-piece wheels are a lot better than single-piece. Easier to work with and more detailed. And here are the extra exhaust pipes that we did not see earlier. And in here is the engine, just one piece. Looks nice. I mean, it's nicely molded. Right here are the headlight assembly. Pretty nice too. I mean, this is really good detail. You can tell by the Tamiya quality on here. And even the chrome is pretty convincing. you know. It's not like mirror finish, but this is good. That's how it should look. Fujimi wheels, one piece, just like some of their accessory kits. Which one looks better? Tamiya wins this one. Look at that. Easier to work with and two pieces. Okay, so Tamiya wins on the wheels. How about the tires? Front tires Tamiya, front tire Fujimi. Obviously, Tamiya is wider. And you know what? I think the Tamiya one is in scale. Fujimi, I don't think this is the right scale. It's too narrow. That's narrow for a GT-R tire. Okay? It should be more like this. See? This is more like it for GT-R. Here's the wide one for the rear. Here's wide one for the rear for Fujimi. Big difference. Very obvious. You know what? For wheels and tire, Tamiya wins. Which do you think looks better? This looks more like chrome. It's more mirror finish. But this one, depending on what's on the sprue, it's more accurate for, you know, most items on a car. It's not going to be a mirror chrome finish. Okay, finally windshield wipers that look scale accurate, not too thick. Stabilizer bars. Little vent inserts. Here's part of the cowl under the hood. Handbrake. Nice, well detailed. Clean too. Tamiya quality. So on this side, the only extra sprue is this kit right here. So, the engine. So basically, with this Fujimi kit, it's the one that includes the engine. This package. The regular Fujimi one does not come with the engine, so this package will not be in it. And my guess is that the body will have the engine molded in right here. So it's probably like different body and not this. And this is the only difference in this. This kit probably costs a little more. Look at that. I always count pieces for the engine, and this is no exception. Look at this. That's part of the transmission, it looks like. Or the bottom of the engine. One piece by itself. So if I were to count the pieces here, I would say, oh look, that's nice they put this together, kind of like the Tamiya. Huh? Similar. I like the Tamiya one. I mean, maybe it's just the color. Let's say about 31 pieces for the engine. But look at this. Even cables. Look at that. Ignition cables and other cables. They're molded in plastic. I've never seen that before. I mean, that's some good technology there. Look how thin they can get it. Look at that. Actually convincing. So, I mean, if you like building engines, Fujimi wins. So Tamiya included this mesh. Okay, maybe that makes up for not having mesh in the plastic. But you know what? If that's the case, then this is better. This is better than any plastic can do, because the mesh in here in the Fujimi kit was not as fine. Okay, but this is, and there's window masking stickers, which is good, and then there's metallic stick-on pieces for the mirror, which the Fujimi also has. The emblem, the Nissan emblem on Fujimi, way better. GT-R emblem, now that one, I don't know if the Tamiya one on top is more scale accurate or the Fujimi. That one I can't tell. Tamiya one is definitely bigger though. Mirrors, pretty much the same. Yep, they got the Brembo on the decals. Oh, they even have some mesh. Oh, this is like the tint. Back window, for example. The gauges. Tamiya, better. Fujimi, generic. I would say the decals, Tamiya wins. Tamiya instructions, Fujimi instructions. Nice description here. Black and white, typical. Aha, see? Tamiya offers the photo etch pieces, which makes the brake discs more accurate. Okay? So if you bought that extra, then it will be a step up, a leg up over the Fujimi. But as it is, the kit by itself on the plastic, Fujimi brakes a lot better. 2 times better. You could put the photo etch on here on the brakes to improve it. Assembly looks pretty easy for Tamiya as usual. Pieces look clean and the assemblies look pretty straightforward. There's nothing too wonky with it. Okay, I take it back. The seats are 2 pieces. This GT-R has a retractable cover over this cup holders. Not sure which one's more accurate. Engine on the Tamiya. 1-piece engine on top of the molded. The headlights, I would say Tamiya wins. Because they included actual mesh, Tamiya wins on the mesh. Wheels, Tamiya wins on the wheels. Fujimi. Look at that. Look at the brakes. That whole assembly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces or so. It's good. I like being able to put that cover on. Here's some chassis pieces to the suspension there. Wheels are basic. Seats, at least they're 3 pieces, and then there's pieces, the backs for the back seat. The mesh is generic, but at least they put mesh in the plastic. They didn't include separate mesh. Engine, definitely good. And what I'll do is I'll compare the number of pieces for each kit to see who has more pieces, because I always like to know how many pieces. The pluses for the Tamiya. Very good chrome. Good wheels. Better headlight assembly. Includes actual mesh, which is good. Assembly looks easier. Okay? Fujimi. Many pieces for the engine. Totally fun to build engines, especially if you like building engines. I love building detailed engines. The interior looks like there's more pieces for the seats. The metal transfer emblems look more detailed and slightly smaller than Tamiya ones. It looks like there's more pieces in a Fujimi. To me, that's a plus. I like more pieces in the body, in a model kit. The brakes look better. Even though the Tamiya wheels look better, the brakes look better in the Tamiya kit without having to buy photo etched. So pretty much 5 pluses Fujimi, 5 pluses Tamiya. The minuses on the Tamiya, no engine, molded in, okay? Our minus here, the wheels, they're not as good as the Tamiya. I mean, they're not bad. This is a lot better than many kits, okay? But the tires are not the right scale. So, big minus on here. The wheels, tires not the right scale. Big minus on here, no engine, okay? So, it comes down, it's about the same, okay? So, depending on how much these cost, okay? These both came out in 2008, okay? So, technology is about the same, okay? More or less the same kind of update, same model car, pretty much. If you were into building an engine, detailed engine, okay, without having to go extra pieces and putting in, you don't have to buy the extra cables, etc. to wire it up, Fujimi is the way to go. Buy the Fujimi one that comes with the engine, okay? That's the one to go. If you want the kit, I feel like that's an easier build. It's a Tamiya, okay? It's easier to build. It seems like it's less pieces. It doesn't mean it's less detail. I mean, the engine area, yes, less detail. But Tamiya is going to be easier to build. Fujimi has a better engine, slightly harder to build, better engine. What you want, if you want more detail, I would, go for the Fujimi. It seems like there's more pieces, there's more details. Even the engine comes together. It looks like there's wiring in it. I mean, Tamiya quality is always high, but if you want more detail, you would buy the photo etch kit for that. Right out of the box, this is more detail. Easier to build, more detailed. Engine, no engine. If you want to get a photo etch kit for this, I'm sure there's an aftermarket one if Fujimi doesn't make it. This will be a better kit. Right out of the box, this will be an easier build. So you let me know which one you like and which one I should build. I don't know. I'm still deciding which one I would build. Thanks for watching.